wants to start to introduce yourselves?
Go ahead, Lara.
Go
Oh,
ahead,
okay.
Lara.
So nice to meet you, everyone. My name is Lara Rodrigues. I'm 16 years old. I live in Mogi das Cruzes. I'm a field hockey athlete for SESI and from Brazilian selection. I study chemistry in ETEC Presidente Vargas. I love cats, chocolates, and books. My dream is to meet all over the world, and that's it. And you, Andrea?
Wonderful.
Nice. So, good evening, guys. I'm Andrea. I live in Guarujá, the coast of São Paulo. It's raining cats and dogs here these days. I don't know about your city, guys. Uh, I am married. I don't have kids, don't have pets, but I like to taking care about my plants. I have a lot in my little balcony. I am an administrative assistant in a Japanese restaurant. And in my free time, I really enjoy going to concerts, drink wine, cooking, and stay here and talk to practice my speaking skills. By the way, I am a hostess here too, but I am a English hostess, not, I don't know how, nothing about French, Lara, but one day I will try. That's it about me.
Okay, thank you, Andrea. Well, I'm Clinton Brito. I am 32 years old. I live in Aracaju, Sergipe, but I was raised in São Paulo, so I know well the chaos of the weather in the state itself of São Paulo, and I understand this month as a whole, January. It rains a lot and it's problematic. So I don't recommend anyone to visit São Paulo at this period. Choose another date. This is my advice. You never know what's going to happen in terms of weather.
Yeah.
Not that other months are predictable, but you're not going to have as this amount of rain. So
For example, here in Mogi, we go outside with an umbrella and summer clothes because you never know.
Yeah.
How near is Mogi das Cruzes of São Paulo? I'm not sure.
1 hour or
1 hour,
1 hour and a
okay.
half.
It's close. And I'm married. I have four pets, 3 cats and a dog, and I'm a software developer. And in my free time, I like to stay home and watch movies, TV series, live sports, and to travel too. I'm not so much a person to go to concerts because most of the bands that I enjoy to listen to, they already parted away. They're not together anymore. So
Maybe you need to try listening new things, Clinton.
yeah, maybe, but I don't like new things in terms of music. So
Yeah, I
um,
understand.
aside from, for example, soundtracks, I like to listen to soundtracks, especially when I'm coding or studying, doing something that I have to concentrate, to focus. And this kind of music helps me to get into the mood to work more focused. So and there's all the time or something new coming up, and I like to listen this specific kind of genre. So that's me in a nutshell. And okay, so we can start, I think. Today we're going to talk about this little play called Would You Rather? And it's basically two situations that we have to compare and take a decision to choose one in contrast to another, and preferable to explain why. So who wants to start? You, Andrea. Now,
Okay,
question
let's
number
go.
1.
Number one, it's would you rather work in a group or work alone? So I don't have any problem to work in a group, but sometimes I have to confess that it's really good to work alone because in my opinion, when you are alone, it's easy to focus in what you need to do, and sometimes for me, it's better to make my things in a quickly way. And when I am in a group, sometimes I get distressed, just distracted, or sometimes people don't have the same idea or the same opinion. And sometimes we need to face some, I don't know, different point of views. And maybe the work can be a little later. I don't know how to say that. It's correct word. But yeah, I like to work alone. For me, it's not a problem. Even though I know how to work in a group because I need to work in a group every day. So let's see.
Okay. Thank you, Andrea. And what about you, Lara?
Well, I like working with both. In sports, I prefer in group, right? Because I play a collective game. But in school, for example, I prefer to work alone because normally I just have the responsibility and the time, so it's just me and not, oh, can you do it for, I can do my thing, so I prefer to work alone. And you can do.
I was remembering my time at school where usually you have to deliver, for example, a presentation and you were split it into groups, for example, groups of five. And one person basically did the work, collect all the information, prepare everything, and the others didn't do anything. So at this scenario, I prefer to work alone, maybe, or to delegate the other people to organize and prepare the material, and I'm going to present. So I'm the person who present the job to make the presentation.
It's
But
better than people that just put the name on the project, and don't do anything.
yeah, I never did only put the name on the work, but sometimes I try to delegate the
Mhm.
raw work of collecting data and work on this part of the job, and me just presenting because the other people didn't like to speak publicly, for example, in front of the whole class with 40 people. So I always felt comfortable in this kind of situation, and I took this advantage to say to the other people of the group, do the job, and just I am going to present it. But in a workplace environment, I prefer to work in group. So because sometimes I think the depend of the kind of work, but usually I see how powerful it is to uh, mix different ideas in order to deliver something. At least my previous jobs, my previous occupations, this worked much more than I just do something alone. Of course, there are specific things that you have to do alone. Focused is more productive, but I'm a person who likes to work more in group than alone. Okay. Next question. Your turn, Lara.
Okay, I read.
Read the answer, please.
Okay. Would you rather have the ability to fly, but only for 5 minutes a day, or be invisible, but only for 1 minute? Oh, I think I would rather have the ability to fly, because, for example, when you are driving, for example, my mom's driving, I'm the passenger seat, but like this person is walking so slowly and you want to pass. So I think this ability would be so good, but invisible for 1 minute is too short. If it was being invisible for 10 minutes, I would rather, but 1 minute, no. I think I'm gonna stay with ability to fly. What about you, Andrea?
Yes,
One
I
minute
agree.
is 1 minute's enough to discover a lot of things. invisibly.
Oh, yeah. Do you think
Don't you
it's
think? Don't you think?
ah I don't think so, Clinton. 1 minute is passed too fast when it comes to discover new things, you know?
Yes, and for example, if you are invisible and people are stealing things, and you appear, it's gonna be a mess.
Yeah, go ahead,
Go
Clinton.
ahead. No,
Okay.
I was going to say you could hit in some place and and stays there. The moment that it's enough to wait for the other people to leave the place, for example. So, but I'm just flying my ideas.
Yeah, I think being invisible, it's really good. But for me, the time is too short. 1 minute is too short. So I would rather to be able to fly about 5 minutes. It's too short, in my opinion. It's continuing a short time, but it's better, you know. Maybe you can. It's possible to. How can I say that when you need to go to another? Oh, I don't know. It's better to go to other place in a
Save
quicker
time.
way. Yeah, save time. Yes, thank you. But I would like to have this ability to be invisible, you know. Imagine the things that I could discover from the others.
Yeah, but that's dangerous, and that's the
Yeah,
reason that I wouldn't rather to choose this because I think I have fear to discover things without the other people knowing. So I had some experiences, for example, to know the cell phone of the person being unlocked, and they started to read messages for the other person, for example, and I didn't like to do this. I felt horrible after
oh
this.
my gosh.
So it was very, very confusing actually. So that's the reason wouldn't like to have this ability instead of the ability to fly. So I would choose for sure flying because it's very uncomfortable to know that the other person don't know that you know what you understood what I said.
That you are there, you know, like, oh, there is someone with me in this room right now, you know, something like that. So it's strange to think
This is my
about.
biggest fear. Like, I'm speaking to someone, and suddenly, like, oh my gosh, someone is hearing me.
Yeah, privacy is a big deal. Okay. I'm going to reach the next one. Would you rather travel 100 years into the past or 100 years into the future? I would choose to the past because one, I don't have sure the world is going to be exist as we know it is today in 100 years into the future. And having this possibility to know what happened in the past, I would have a advantage to do things to uh, take advantage of this knowledge to because I already know what happened in the past. So it's an advantage to take decisions. For example, how to invest your money and a lot of other stuff. Well, do you agree, Andrea? You're very
I am
thoughtful.
thinking, I am thinking because I don't know, I'm a little afraid about the future, I have to confess. Imagine it going 10 years into the future. Of course, I will not be alive, but let's thinking that I will be. My big fear is, okay, I would be a good life, I would have a good life in the future or not. So for me, uh, realize that in the future I will not have so much healthy or I don't know people that I like don't will stay with me. this kind of things, makes me feel afraid. So maybe I would rather travel 10 years into the past, to like you, Clinton.
But
Mainly, go ahead.
just giving a downside of this, for example, compare how medicine is good today compared to 100 years before. We have plagues and disease spreading much stronger than it is today. So into the future, in my opinion, the medicines in general is going to be much better than it is today. So probably you're going to live longer.
I don't know, because stop just thinking about cancer. We don't have a cure about cancer, from cancer, and cancer is there. It's here for a long time. So I don't know. Maybe it can be. We need to be hope to have hope to have a good future, but I really don't know, guys. I am a little pessimist, I have to confess. So, and talking about the past, for example, if you did some mistakes in the past and you can go there and fix it, it's a good idea. Imagine.
But 100 years, I mean, it's impossible to even know your grandparents.
Yeah, but you don't need to fix 100 years, so sei lá. It's difficult.
All right.
Oh my gosh.
That's the idea to divage into these ideas.
Yes.
All right. And you, Lara, what do you think about?
I think I would not go to 100 years in the past because I'm 100% sure that I was going to be burned alive, you know? So I'm not going to the past. And the thing of I've watched the butterfly effect, and I probably gonna mess up the thing, and things will change in the future, and I would not change anything in my life right now, so I was not going to choose going to the past. And I think it's going to be interesting to go to the future. For example, oh, in the future, because it's only a travel, right? It's not like I'm staying there. So I think it's going to be good to go 100 years in the future. So, oh, these things happen this way, and these things can be changed if we start earlier. So I'm going to bring news for people to start doing things. I don't know. I think
No, no,
about
no.
a
You're
lot
going to
about
stay
it.
there. You're
Oh,
going
I'm
to
going to
stay
stay
there.
there.
There is no going back into
Oh,
this travel.
I
My
choose
gosh.
I choose to stay here in the present.
Okay, you evaded the question, but I'm gonna accept it. Um, Number four, Andrea, go ahead.
Would you rather always know when someone is lying to you, or never be able to tell a lie yourself? Oh my gosh. Let me think, guys. Difficult one.
That's deep.
Oh yeah. I'm a person that don't like to lie a lot, but sometimes it's necessary. So
Imagine the situation that you have to say 100% of the time only the truth. That's not easy.
that's not easy. Yeah, maybe I would choose that because no, when someone is lying to me, okay, if you are lying to me, one day I will discover, I think. Uh, but pass through this entire life without ha- making a lie? Oh, no, no, no. It's impossible, guys, in my opinion. So, yeah, I would rather be able to tell a lie yourself. Or, of course,
Okay, you Lara.
I totally agree with Andrea. I would not choose never be able to tell a lie. For example, oh, my sisters look completely mess up with their child things like painting face, like, oh, do I look pretty? Yes, you look gorgeous. So I choose to always know when someone's lying to me. And you, Clinton?
I think this is the easy one, like the reasons that you already answered. So I would choose this option, the same that you choose. Um, no, not anything to add. Next one, Lara.
Would you rather lose the ability to read or lose the ability to speak? For me, this is easy too, because I'm obsessed with reading. So I would choose to lose the ability to speak, but I can write, right? So yeah, I can read, so I can write. So I think I would choose the ability to speak. And you, Andrea?
Good. Good answer, Lara. I think I agree with you. Even though I don't read too much nowadays, but I am a person that don't speak too much too. So for me, it can be easy uh, lose the ability to speak, because I will have the ability to read and to write, so I can communicate myself, like writing for someone, something. So for sure. What about you, Tom?
Yeah, I enjoy the ability to not speak, to be quiet, just listen to the others speak, and you just speak about their saying. I like to speak, but I like to be quiet too. So I would choose to keep reading and not to speak.
Yeah, and I think when we are reading, we have knowledge, we have a lot of information. And imagine sometimes just to speak, and sometimes you need to answer silly questions, for example, so even better
I'm
not
going
have
to
the ability
choose.
to speak.
I'm going to change this one. Would you rather to still have the ability to listen to or to read?
Oh, this is difficult.
I would rather to keep listen,
Yeah, I,
much more listen than to read,
I think so.
Yeah,
Because
I
because
think so.
yeah, you
yeah,
just listen, you are not just listening everybody talking with you, but you are listening the ocean, you know,
But I would
other things.
I would lose just reading or singing general.
read. You have to choose if you want to read or if you wanted to listen, hearing,
Oh,
hearing
I
ability or reading.
I think I choose hearing because read is not in the balance. I prefer to hear things.
Yeah, me
Me
too.
too.
Okay, so we are all on the same page on this. Next one. I forgot the number. Number 6. Go ahead, Ilara.
Oh, okay. Would you rather have the power to control time or the power to read minds? I don't know if I want to know what people are thinking all the time. I think the control time would be very good for like, oh, I can control time so I can sleep more. So I'm gonna stay with power to control time. What about you, Andrea?
Yeah, me too. Because reading minds can be good, but can be dangerous at the same time. Uh, for example, if I expect you, a person that like myself, and I realize reading your mind that you you think I am a boring person, for example, it can be really frustrated. And imagining thinking about the others, and imagining have the ability to read the minds of everybody at the same time, guys. Can be really crazy.
It's the power of
So
a Superman.
yeah, Oh my gosh, no. No. For
This
me,
is
it's
one
not
of
good.
the this is one of his biggest dilemmas because he's starting to has he has this capacity to listen to everyone, imagining everyone in the world and you can listen to them, you started to listen to their suffering, but you can't
Yes.
solve all the problems at once. You have to choose what you're going to solve, who you're going to save, and this
Yeah.
is suffocating for him.
Oh my gosh. Really suffocate. No, I don't want to have this power. And the other question is, we are in, sorry, number 6.
Yeah.
Control time, it's better because as Lara said, if I don't have time to do something, I can control it, and prolong it. So for me, that it's a person that it's completely disorganized, it's perfect control the time.
Yeah, yeah, I agree with you. I think these are all easy to answer. I don't know. Let's see if it's
Mm.
become more tricky to choose in the next ones. I would rather to have the ability to control time too. I don't like to read minds actually. I prefer to not have this ability. I'm
Yes.
afraid of what can I discover.
Yeah, me too.
Okay. Next one. Would you rather be able to talk to animals or speak every human language fluently? Um, I would choose to talk to animals. I think they have um, a very different, completely different from ours. Their perspective could teach me much more than human beings. Sorry for you guys.
Oh my gosh. It's difficult because I'm appreciate the opportunity to know every human language. Imagine you can travel around the world.
You
Uh,
can learn.
yeah, but every language, I don't know. I
For
don't know. It's
example,
You can
difficult.
you can
if you're
learn
going to
to talk to
China,
animals.
you're not going to learn China in 2 years. You're not going to be able to speak anyone in Chinese.
Yeah, yeah. But I think talk to animals, it can be really good too. But for me, it's difficult, guys. Maybe as I like languages, even though I am learning only English, which I really want to learn more language, but I think I would choose that, every human language.
Great, great choice. And you, Lara?
I would choose to be able to talk to animals. I would love to talk to my cats. And for example, the birds passing by, like, oh, hey, how are you? I would love to talk to animals. Like, oh my God, yes. Like going to a zoo. Oh, imagine talking to all these animals. Oh, yes. Now I want it.
Great, I agree with you. Yeah, and languages, if you learn, I don't know, English and more Spanish and Chinese, okay, it's hard to know all these three, but it's plausible. And it's not plausible to be able to talk to animals. So that's a
Sadly.
tricky one, but
Yeah.
yeah, I would just talk to animals. All right, next one, Andrea.
Number
Go ahead.
7. Would
Number
you,
8.
no, number 8. Would you rather never age physically but live a normal lifespan, or live 200 years but age twice as fast? Of course, I would rather never age physically but live a normal lifespan because for me it's not I don't know, doesn't make sense live 200 years, but age twice as fast, you know? Maybe I would die, uh, how can I say,
The
earlier
the
than the,
No, you're going to live 200 years, but the thing is, the best time of our lives, not considering very young or very old, this middle of the thing is going to be shorter, I think, because if you're going to age twice as fast, you're going to be an old person much sooner than it is today.
yeah,
So you're going to deal with the downsides of the age and become an old, very old person very soon
yeah.
than it is today. But you're going to live 200 years, so that's
So
it.
for me, it's not interesting, guys. Sorry.
And you, Lara, you like
Oh,
to you still be able to read all the books that you wanted for 200 years instead of 100.
yeah.
But I rather never age physically, but live a normal lifespan. Not for the age physically thing, because I would like to know how I'm going to be when I get old. But for like, I think this lifespan is enough. This it's enough for one person. I think you live too much. For example, my grandmother, I think grandmother, no, no, it's before my grandmother,
Great grandmother.
great grandmother. She lived at 90 in 5 years, and she saw a lot of things. I mean, she should survive a lot of things. Oh no, thank you. I survived enough.
Wars.
Yeah, she survived the dictator, the wars. She survived the COVID. Oh no, thank you.
And the
Does
first COVID in
yeah,
1914,
Yeah.
if I'm not
yes,
wrong. Not
yeah.
COVID, but it was
The
a
plague,
pandemic, other
plague.
pandemic. Yeah, crazy.
I can. I'm happy with this life.
You girl said good points, but I think I would choose to live 200 years because there's a lot of time, and I could, even though I would be older for a long time, but I would still be able to read books, listen to music, to walk, and yeah, 200 years I would choose. I, I'm going to be more courageous on this decision than you. You're very conservative.
Yeah.
Okay, number 9, Ilara. Go ahead.
Um, would you rather be able to back anything you say, to take back anything you say, or hear any conversation that it's about you? I think I'd rather be able to take back anything I said, because normally when we are angry or when we are like stressed, we say things don't want it. I say a lot, and I always want to take it back. So I would choose this. I don't want to know what people stop. Oh, but if what if this conversation is not a bad thing? What if it's an opportunity and I need to be prepared? Oh, I think I'm gonna be with hear any conversation, but I don't want you to hear all about me. I'm gonna
Only about
stay.
you.
Oh, I'm gonna stay with take it back. Sadly, but yes. What about you and there?
Oh my gosh, I really don't know because nowadays it's easier for me to think twice before say something, you know. Maybe I don't have this problem
Good
to take
point.
back anything that I say nowadays, but then when I was younger, it was terrible.
When you
So
was at Lara's age.
yeah, when I was your age, Lara, I was terrible. Um, but nowadays, I think I would rather to hear all conversation about myself, even it's bad or not, but just about myself can be good because I don't need to know about the others people, uh, but I would know about myself, and maybe being it can be difficult sometimes to know, but okay. I will know more about the person if I can trust or not. So I would choose here any conversation about myself.
I would like to be as mature as you are, but I'm not this person. I would rather to be able to take back anything, especially bad things that I would say. I don't care actually to know what people say about me. Of course, it's good when you discover good things about you,
Yeah,
but when you discover bad things, you started to being I don't know, a little bit sad or disappointed, angry, and a lot of these feelings are negative. So I like to think that I'm a good person and take away with that.
nice.
Okay. Number 10. I'm going to read this one. Would you rather know the date of your own death or the cause of it? That's a very difficult. When I was prepared this question, I was thinking maybe this is the most difficult to answer, because if you know the cause of your death, you're going to try to avoid it at all cost. But I'm not sure if it would work. For example, if you discover that you would have the cause of your death would be heart attack, how can I prevent this? How can I work to I could have a heart attack at any time. It's not a thing that only old people or only if you have bad habits it's going to happen. We can see news about younger people having this condition, dying of it. So I think I would choose the date, to know the date of when I'm going to die
But
and make the most of it.
oh my gosh, maybe you could become anxious person, knowing about the date of your death.
Yeah,
Imagine
that's true. As,
it's a
as near
difficult one.
as comes, yeah.
Yeah. I have to confess, guys, that I always say that I am really afraid to know. I am not afraid to die because everybody will die one day. But I am really afraid the way that I will die. I am really
Okay.
afraid of that on it. So in this question for me, maybe I would choose the cause, like I said. If I die by having a heart attack, okay, it can be tomorrow or 50
Yeah, you have
years
no idea when
ahead.
it's going to
Yeah,
happen.
it's easier to deal with. But for example, if in a traffic jam, if I don't know, an accident by car or by motorcycle can be difficult because I'm riding motorcycle, I'm driving a car, so you will like every time that you need to drive, you will stay like that. Oh my gosh, it's today or not? So it's strange for me, but I don't want to know the day that I will die.
You have a good point about if you know the date, you're going to be very anxious when you're starting to become near the date. So that's desperate,
Yeah,
I
maybe
think.
we will die before the date. Just for this to be desperate and say no. I don't know.
What do you think, Lara?
I would not to have to know the date of my own death because I was gonna be crazy and I don't know, jump a cliff just for not being this date. Just kidding. But I would prefer to know the case of the death, because if it was something like I could bring more distance, like something related to health, something related to a sickness, I would try to change. But if it wasn't something like, oh, traffic accident, I would just like, it can happen now. For example, a car can drove to my house and kill myself, kill me. So I would choose the case, cost of that.
For me, what's more desperate about death when I think about this topic, it's that I have no idea what's going to have or what's going to happen after. And this is desperate for me because I don't know you guys. I don't know anyone who came back from death. So I'm not not put my hand in the fire. And and this is desperate for me to think about. Um, when you pref I think I hope it's when I become old this happen. But the feeling, the thinking about this is desperate for me to not know what's going to happen after this. It's going to be the end for all or no. Gods exist and
Yeah.
and I have no idea.
Or we are going to hell or not, you know? So,
Yeah, that's when I start to think about this, I become crazy. So I try to avoid. Okay, next one, number 11. Could you read and answer, please, Andrea?
yes, would you rather to be able to control your dreams or never have to sleep again? Would you rather to be able to control your dreams or never have to sleep again? No, I like to sleep. I don't have problem with that. No. And dreams, sometimes I remember about my dreams, sometimes not. Most of time I not remember, so does it make sense for me to have the control about my dreams? You know, it's just a dream. I don't know. I want to sleep every day. Come on.
Good point. Thank you, Lara.
You are muted now.
Oh, sorry. Um, I think I would rather be able to control my dreams, just like positive things that will have me motivated, or some control. Like in my dreams, I study some language, so when I'm sleeping, I'm studying. But I would not never choose never have to sleep. Oh, now I understand the question. Now I understand the question. I prefer never have to sleep again because I like to sleep, but it's hard when I have to sleep to do something. Like I have to sleep so my body can be okay, so I can practice it. Oh, I'm so excited I can't sleep, but I have to. So I would just never have to sleep again.
That's the same point of me. I would rather to I would rather to be able not have to sleep again because I would have 8 hours more in each day of my life.
Oh,
So that's the whole point. Have more time to do the things that I want to do. We always say to ourselves, I would like to the day have 30 hours or more to be able to do more things or deliver more things without as much pressure as we have today. So that's the answer to this to this feeling that I would like to have. So I would rather to choose never have to sleep again.
Yes, and now I understand the question, guys. Sorry.
We're going to change our mind too?
No, but I have never to sleep again, even though I like to sleep. But as I said before, it doesn't make sense to control my dreams, you know. So let's keep awake. It's good
The
to
the
have
thing
time.
of the thing of control your dreams, it's because it's a completely different world where the physics law does exist and you can shape the way you want. You can take decisions that is not going to impact your real life. So the possibilities are infinite. So that's the good thing of control your dreams. Imagine you could have 8 hours of your day that you would shape the way you would like to. So that's the point. And what about now? Would
No,
you? No?
continuing.
Okay. I didn't convince you to change.
No problem.
Okay. Uh, Next one. Lara, go ahead, please.
Um, would you rather listen the same 5 songs or watch the same 5 movies for the rest of your life? I would rather to watch the same movies for the rest of my life, and they are Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, Mamma Mia, Pirates of Caribbean, Narnia, and Tinkerbell and the Monster of the Neverland.
Okay, I like it. You name it the moves. Wonderful.
They are the 5 movies that I've watched. I'm not a movie person. I don't watch it a lot, but I listen to very music, a lot of music. So I will not change just 5.
All right. Very good. And you, Andrea?
For me, listening the same 5 songs because I really love listening to music. I cannot see myself without listening to music, you know. Sometimes I don't turn on my TV during the whole week. So I like it, of course, watching movies, but I really prefer listening to music. It's more connected with me.
Yeah, yeah, it is personal because some people has more connection with songs and the other with moves. I'm a move
Yes.
person, so I would choose moves. But I'm not so easy to choose the 5 ones, as Lara said.
Yeah,
So,
so quickly.
yeah, it's crazy. I mean, I have a list of 43 at the moment movies that I really, really love, and to choose only 5 is impossible. So I like it. I like the movies you said included, Lara, but the decision to choose the 5 ones would be crazy. I would take years to take this decision. All right, I'm going to call back the guys here to listen their final words about uh, a specific question, and we can finish the immersion with everybody here. But some questions I expected to be more tricky to choose, but you were very confident about your answers. Congratulations. I'm a little bit more unconfident about choosing these little things. Okay, Gessé is back, Norberto as well. What do you think about this topic? It was easy to choose these things or not. You were a little bit confused about choosing one instead of other.
Depends of the question, but you put some questions really hard to answer, you know, like uh, about death or something like that. Is you need to think about. So, but it's a interesting topic to talk about.
The deaf question was the most difficult to answer for us too.
Yeah.
And you, Norbert.
About me, I good the good questions, and I learning about more, and reading with Gessé, talking Gessé. When I finish the question, we start the conversation about work and language and life. It's very, very funny. Thank you.
It it went to another way. It happens all the time.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Norbert. And you girls, what do you think was the most difficult question to choose?
For me, it was about the death. As I
Yeah,
said before, I'm afraid to know how I will die one day. So for me, was that.
I agree with Andrea. It was the hard one to choose. It's like if you keep thinking about it, you change each time.
Yeah.
Yeah, the deaf one was great. I was thinking right now to create a whole specific immersion just to talk about this topic. What do you think about? Okay,
It will be
I know
hard.
I know it's going to be hard to prepare questions about this, but it's very thoughtful. I mean, the ideas. I don't know if anybody here spend a lot of time think about this. I try to not do, but when I do, I become a little bit crazy. It's funny, but I don't know. I will think about. Anyway, I would like to thank you everyone for being here at Sunday night, and I hope to see you next week. The past 2 weeks I wasn't able to be here, but things got normal again. So I'll be here at the same day, same time, and I hope to see you again. All right. Thank you,
All
guys.
right.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Thank
Bye bye,
you.
guys.